So I've been feeling super low energy, like just not motivated and just wanting to stay inside and get cozy and nap and read and journal all day. And from what I've heard, a lot of other people are feeling a similar way as well. And I actually had a whole other video lined up for today, but it didn't feel authentic to film it this week because it just wasn't going to match where my energy is at. And so I thought today instead we could get, extra cozy, like we're talking one on one, because that's my favorite way to talk to people, and help each other see that being low energy doesn't mean it's something we need to fix. We don't necessarily need to fix it, and we definitely do not need to push through it. I know I'm used to pushing through it, I'm used to trying to fix it as well. So today, let's show each other that our bodies deserve to be held in a very different way. I don't really have a script today. Usually I have something, an idea of where this is going to go. I just have a few notes in my journal. So let's see where it takes us. And I forgot to even introduce myself. So if you are new here, hi, I'm Kathleen. Last year I burnt out really badly, and not just career burnout. It was burnout from a lifetime of living disconnected from my true needs. And so I decided to leave work and I peeled back the layers to uncover what it actually means to live true to me, to not try to always live by other people's expectations and the expectations that were ingrained in me. And through that time, I realized that I want to help other people do the same. So I'm using that lived experience plus my strength and passion for empowering others to grow into themselves to help other burnt out people choose themselves. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe grab a warm drink and a cozy blanket and let's get into it. I want to talk about some of the main reasons why you are not meant to push through this season of life or how you're feeling right now. Because as I said, I know it's what you're used to. You're used to not resting. You're used to feeling guilty for resting. You're used to feeling guilty for not being productive. You're used to your worth being tied to your productivity. And so it is really hard to accept that maybe what your body needs right now is to be held, is to feel safe, is to truly rest. We're so used to solving, fixing, optimizing our lives, our bodies, our health, that it's almost foreign to us to just take it easy, just slow down, and kind of let things be how they are. So I guess this is kind of my way of trying to persuade you to see that you are meant to slow down. You are meant to feel safe and just have your body and mind feel held. So the first thing is, if you're in the northern hemisphere, like North America or Europe, it's winter and it's cold in a lot of places. And I have been saying for years that we are kind of meant to hibernate. We're not meant to hit the ground running. We're not meant to do a bunch of things. We're not meant to be out commuting and going a bunch of places. We're meant to turn inward, just like nature is turning inward as well. And so imagine this idea that there might not be anything wrong with you if you're feeling lower energy. You are meant to rest and hibernate just like nature is. And speaking of rest, this is a big one that I've worked to accept over the past year, but honestly, I'm still working to accept. And that is, you might need more rest than what you think you do, than what you've been conditioned to believe you do, or that, maybe you need more rest now than you did when you were younger. Because our energy levels actually do tend to change as we age. And so what we were able to handle maybe in our teens or early 20s, we can no longer handle as much in our 30s. Or if you could handle them in your 30s, maybe you can't handle them in your 40s and 50s, and it goes on. And so it's important to be realistic about where your energy is without trying to fix it. And I say that it's something I'm still working on accepting, and I know a lot of others are as well. But it's not just accepting it, it's grieving it. It's grieving this idea that maybe we used to be able to do more, or we're told that we should be doing more. So it's grieving this past or other version of us that maybe was able to do more. Or maybe you always were really exhausted and you always pushed through and you always did need more rest, but you weren't listening to your body. And so finally, your body is starting to speak up and it's telling you that you need to start listening. You need to start giving it that more rest. Especially if you're an empath or a sensitive or a creative, or if you're just more attuned to other people and their emotions or their energy than it seems like the average person is, you actually do need more rest than the average person, because your body, your nervous system is taking in and processing more information than the average person's mind and body is. And so you need more time to recover from all of that stimulation. It's a beautiful thing to be attuned and to be sensitive and maybe to be a bit of an empath. And in order to have that beauty and to show that beauty, you also need to give it the rest. True creativity, true realizations don't come from exhaustion. They come from those moments where you feel connected to yourself, when you feel safe, when you feel rested. Another one is if you've been on a personal growth journey, or a journey to reconnect with yourself or connect to a life that feels truly aligned to you or more fulfilling, that takes a lot of energy. Like if you're starting to try to figure out what your voice is, like what do you truly want versus what you've been told to want, it's actually exhausting to be trying to figure that out, because your body, your nervous system is so used to how you've been conditioned. And so even though it might be the best thing for you, it can be really tiring to try to live authentically to you if you're not used to living that way. It in no way means that it's wrong to try to live authentically. It's just about acknowledging that it's really tiring to do this. And maybe in some ways you're going against the grain, you're going against those expectations, and you're not going with the flow. You're going against the flow sometimes, and that takes more energy. And with that energy being used, it also needs to be paired with more rest. And the last piece here is sometimes we are just in a season of survival, a season, a chapter, whether it's weeks, months, years even, where we aren't thriving. Maybe we're dealing with an illness, or you're struggling with your finances. Maybe you've lost a job, or your partner has lost a job, or you're caregiving. That is an incredible burden to carry. And I know somebody has commented, I've heard this comment on past videos about, it'd be so nice to be able to choose ourselves and make the changes that are good for us, but we just can't. We're in a season of survival. And so there are two pieces to this. First is, yes, sometimes you need to accept that you're in a season of survival. I would consider myself right now in a season of survival. I'm caregiving for my father who has dementia, and it's quickly progressing, and we have an idea that the next couple months are going to be really hard. And so, I've been saying to people like, oh, I'm so ready to start thriving. I've learned all of this about myself and I'm so ready to help more and more people. And the reality is, it just might not be my time to thrive. The universe is showing me that it's still time to survive. It's still time to be kind and compassionate to myself. But there's beauty in that, because everything I've learned about myself, everything you're learning about yourself, about being kinder to yourself, being more compassionate, giving your body rest when it really needs rest. What if you did all that to help you get through this season of survival stronger than you would have? What if, without everything you've learned about yourself, you would have completely broke during this season. And so it might not be our time to thrive and be our best selves and do all of the things we really want to do. It might be about supporting ourselves and being extra kind. Because I know, I have a feeling that you've been carrying a lot and you deserve the most kindness. And the second part of this is that even when you are in this season of survival, there are still so many small things and small ways you can support yourself and start connecting to yourself. It doesn't mean you need to make any big decisions about, changing your job or changing a relationship or changing where you live. It's about the small ways you choose yourself every day. So saying no when you normally would say yes, and resting when you would have pushed through. Even just doing one thing for yourself every day will go so far in helping your body feel loved, safe, and held. I hope you're feeling a little bit better after this. I know I do after kind of getting it out and talking to you about it, because you truly do deserve the most compassion. I'm still here for you. I hope you rest today, tomorrow, the next day. Let me know if this helped, and I'll see you soon.